Consider that the number of cars sold weekly by a new automobile dealership grows according to a linear growth model. Initially, the dealership sold 6 cars, and the next week the dealership sold 11 cars. All right, key words: linear growth model. So we have A sub n equals A sub 0 plus dn. This is the formula that is provided. This is also similar to the y equals mx plus b formula that you might know as well. The pattern here, 6, 11, this is initially, and then the next week. If you'll notice, this is a +5 pattern. And linear growth means it stays that same constant growth rate. So the next would be 16, and then 21, and then 26. We're all the way up to the 5th one. We're trying to get to the 8th one. That wouldn't be hard to just continue the pattern. However, what we also see is that this is the value for D. And of course 6 is the value for A sub 0. So we can just write our explicit formula. A sub n equals 6 plus 5n. We can then proceed with the explicit formula for the 8th week. We have A sub 8, and we're now putting 8 in for the n value. 6 plus 5 times 8. That's 40 plus 6 is 46 cars. Other things you might see here. The P sub 0, 6, you can think of that as a 0, 6 as a point. And the next week, P sub 1, 11. And then you could work out the slope with your slope formula from algebra. If you know this. That'd be 11 minus 6 over 1 minus 0. That's 5 over 1. 5. And then this would be, since this is 0, this would be the b value, and then you could create a y equals 5x plus 6. Notice they're essentially the same formula, just different letters for the different variables. Okay, hope this helps. Actually, I have a little bit more to say about this problem. With a button on your calculator, the answer button, linear growth can be done in this way. You start off with the initial 6, and then you hit enter. Then you add, and it should say answer plus. So if you need to use the answer button, great. Add the common change, in this case 5, and hit enter. That's your second one. So this would be 0 week, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8. There's our week 8. So by doing the enter the first number in, and then doing the answer plus the D value, you're creating a code in the calculator. So when you hit enter, 11 is now in the answer button. If I hit enter, it'll do 11 plus 5. Now 16 is in the answer button, plus 5. 21. You just have to keep track. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be another way to verify. Now, if you listed all these numbers down, I would give you some credit for getting 46, but you didn't use the explicit formula. This is more of an implicit, I'm trying to think of the word, recursive method. But I just wanted to mention that as well. If you have a button on your calculator, the answer button, you can simulate the linear growth very easily.